Good afternoon, everyone. We are the LIU Lewitt College of Veterinary Medicine. I will start introducing myself. So I am Dr. Maria Jose Navarrete. I am the Assistant Dean for Student Engagement, and that means that I am offering support to students to succeed in their program, as well as creating a community where everyone feels that they are welcome and that they belong at our university and in our school.
And I'm Dr. Allison Flanagan. I'm new to the LIU team. I started in the fall. I come from a background of clinical small animal veterinary medicine of 25 years. And I most recently got my Master's of Social Work and Veterinary Social Work certificate. So I'm focusing on clinical skills at LIU, and I'm also a mentor for the students that are in their fourth year. So we talked about Maria, if you'd go to the, oh, I think I changed it. Go to the problem statement slide if you don't mind. Great, thank you. When talking together and doing this assignment together, MJ and I discussed LIU and the things that we've observed in our time here. And this is the problem statement that we came up with. So we recognize that there are multiple different, very skilled and very experienced supports at LIU. We just are experiencing that sometimes the students don't know who those people are, what their skill set is, and don't necessarily reach out for those supports. Additionally, we feel like everybody's kind of working in isolation, sort of like an island, and these supports aren't communicating with each other. And we feel like we might be missing some opportunities to support our students better and help the school to grow from these learning experiences. So we go to the systems loop now. Thank you, MJ. So in looking at the archetypes, we chose the shifting the burden archetype. In this archetype, it's a situation where there's a problem that's identified, and really Band-Aid solutions are being implemented. So quick solutions that are helping with the symptoms, but not necessarily helping with the fundamental problem. So it's a quick fix, but not resulting in really long-term change. In this circumstance, this creates more symptoms or symptoms come up again and also atrophies the system's ability to solve problems. This archetype tends to be one that we choose because it's a lot harder to make fundamental or deep change. It's emotionally harder. It can be politically harder and organizationally inconvenient. So it gets postponed, and this is what makes the quick fix so appealing. So again, applying the shifting the burden archetype to our school and what we've observed, we identified a problem as something that comes up often, and that's student stress. And that can be student stress in academic situations or mental health situations. So, we all know that some of these things overlap. So the student may not know the symptomatic solution is that students don't necessarily know the appropriate person to go to, and they might reach out to the person that they have the most contact with. So their teacher, they may work with faculty in clinical skills, so talk to a faculty member. So they reach out to somebody that they're comfortable with, but this might not be the most qualified person. And then again, this person is dealing with that crisis and maybe not communicating to other members of the team So we're missing out on opportunities for growth. The fundamental solution that we see or that we'd like to see is that a student has a problem, there's student stress. The student is very aware of the various services and the support personnel that are available. The most qualified person handles the problem. So a mental health issue is handled by somebody that has mental health experience. An academic issue is handled by somebody that is better suited for that. And then as a team, so possibly a wellness team, we are meeting regularly and communicating these patterns that we see to each other, and that can allow us to support our students more effectively, um, and, you know, learn and grow from these experiences. And additionally, I feel like training could be provided for us so that we're better prepared.
Yeah, and moving forward, when we started this challenge with Allison, we were kind of like digging into the causes of what we thought it was the problem. So at the core of the issue is this mismatch between the intent and the infrastructure. So though LIU has caring and highly capable individuals in multiple roles who are deeply invested in student well-being, um, there are no visible or consistently communicated wellness structure that could anchor those efforts. So as a result, basically the students encounter this patchwork, as Alison described before of supports that are largely personally driven or personality driven and reactive rather than systematic or systemic and accessible. Um, so the root is not the lack of expertise or willingness, it's basically the absence of an integrated, sustainable framework that is kind of clear, that clearly identify the roles, that it helps us to delineate pathways and helps the students basically to identify where to go and how to obtain that support and help within the ecosystem of wellness, right? So without this very fundamental structure and central structure, the end is that everyone works individually and in isolation. So you create those silos. And it just basically unintentionally perpetuating this shifting of burden, as Alison described before, in this dynamic that perpetuates this uneven system, right? So the root, we define it as a structural fragmentation, basically something that is deeply not well developed or underdeveloped, undercommunicated, that lacks coordination, leadership, and long-term strategy. So we identify that and we started probably having an initial assumption that we were dealing with an issue of the lack of awareness of the students, essentially that they didn't know where to go. And though it is true, but it turns to be just a symptom, right? So basically, through this exercise, we were pushed to step back a little and recognize that there is a very complex network of stakeholders, that there are implicit assumptions about who handles it, who handles what, and the organizational habits of keeps that keeps us stuck in this short term crisis management. Um, so the issue isn't about just communicating or visibility. It is about the structure, the alignment of the structure with clarity role, student support roles, mental health, and integration across the whole LIU community, academic staff, students, right? So I think, Alison, that this kind of process helped us to zoom out, to see the patterns and to identify that though we have unintentionally um, kind of detected these gaps, we haven't really worked on creating a system that supports the student well-being. And again, I think this expanded our perspective from having the view of an individual level problem to more of a system level challenge that requires a long-term solution. So that's it for us, and we really thank you for your attention, and we welcome all your comments and suggestions and ideas.
Yes, thank you very much.